In the beginning of every journey, the way you think sets the direction of your life. Most people wake up and let the world tell them how to feel, how to act, and even how to dream. But the truth is, your mind is the first battlefield. If you don't take charge of it, everything else falls apart. Thinking correctly is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. You must ask yourself every day, what do I really want and why? Denzel Washington once said that dreams without goals remain dreams. That means if your mind is scattered, if your thoughts are uncontrolled, your life will reflect that chaos. But when you decide to discipline your thoughts, to push away negativity and plant only seeds of purpose, something powerful happens. You start building a life on your terms instead of living by someone else's expectations. Right thinking is the foundation of right living, and without it, you will always remain stuck where you are. When you learn to think correctly, you also understand the difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation comes and goes. It's like the weather, changing by the day. But discipline, that is the structure that holds you up when you don't feel like moving. Too many people wait for inspiration before they act, but winners act even when they don't feel like it. Thinking correctly means accepting that small daily habits create big victories over time. You wake up, you do the work, you stay consistent, and you don't let excuses make your decisions. Success doesn't come to the most talented, it comes to the most disciplined. Discipline is what keeps you climbing when the road gets steep. Every single day you either control your habits or your habits control you. And once you master discipline, you no longer need to rely on motivation, because your mind has been trained to push forward regardless of how you feel. Failure is often seen as the end of the road, but correct thinking transforms it into the beginning of wisdom. Too many people stop when they fall, but the right mindset says, I will fall forward, I will learn, I will rise again. Failure is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Every mistake carries a lesson, every setback prepares you for a comeback. When you shift your perspective, you stop asking why me and start asking what is this teaching me? That question changes everything because it pulls strength out of your struggle. Denzel Washington once said, if you don't fail, you're not even trying. The people who achieve greatness are not those who never fail, but those who never quit. Thinking correctly means embracing failure as a step in your growth, not a stop sign. Each time you fall, you are closer to becoming the version of yourself that can handle the success. Waiting ahead, but correct thinking is not only about discipline and resilience, it is also about faith and vision. Faith is the ability to see the invisible before it becomes visible. Vision is what keeps you moving when nothing around you looks possible. Without faith, your thinking will collapse under pressure, but with it, you develop the strength to keep building. Faith does not mean waiting for miracles. It means acting boldly because you believe the outcome will follow. When people doubt you, when the world laughs at your dreams, faith allows you to move forward anyway. Vision gives you direction and faith gives you courage. Together, they make you unstoppable. Thinking correctly means you refuse to let your current reality limit your future possibility. You see it in your mind, you believe it in your heart, and you act on it every day until it becomes real. The people around you shape the way you think, whether you realize it or not. Your circle is either lifting you higher or pulling you down. Thinking correctly means being wise about who gets access to your energy. If your circle thinks small, you will shrink with them. If your circle is full of excuses, you will inherit their limitations. But if your circle is full of visionaries, workers, and believers, you will rise with them. Protect your mind by protecting your environment. Cut out toxic influences and surround yourself with those who see more in you than you see in yourself. Your thoughts grow in the soil you plant them in, and if the soil is poisoned, the mind will be too. The right people feed your mind with courage and discipline. The wrong people starve it with fear and doubt. Choosing your circle carefully is one of the most powerful acts of correct thinking. At the end of it all, correct thinking is not just about success, money, or applause. It is about living with purpose instead of pressure. The world will try to measure you by what you own, by the titles you carry, by the opinions of others, but none of that defines you. What matters is the impact you make and the legacy you leave. Correct thinking keeps you focused on why you are here and what you will leave behind. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship, because hardship makes you grow, but ease makes you weak. Living with purpose means you rise above comfort and choose meaning. It means you live for something larger than yourself, something that will last when you are gone. When your thoughts are aligned with purpose, every action becomes significant. That is the ultimate goal of thinking correctly, to live a life that matters, to walk with intention, and to leave a legacy that speaks long after you are gone.